And now let's start this bulletin with the big story that WION will be tracking through the day. Few hours from now, a major deal will be signed in Doha. Representatives from America and the Taliban will sign an agreement which is being sold as a peace deal. The entire world will have its eyes on this event, and WION is the only Indian network that will bring you live updates from Qatar. But first, let us tell you what this Afghanistan peace deal is all about. Now, the specific details about the agreement are still unclear, but we can tell you that this agreement will pave the way for the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan. For 18 years, American soldiers have been in the country fighting against the Taliban. Now they are striking a deal with the very same group. Ahead of the signing, the Taliban had agreed to implement a reduction in violence, which began on February 22nd. This was a confidence-building measure, something that assured the Americans that the Taliban are willing to sign the deal. But that's just one part of the story. Experts believe that this agreement in no way will kickstart an era of peace in Afghanistan.
There's nothing about the U.S.-Taliban deal that brings peace to Afghanistan. The only kind of deal that can bring peace to Afghanistan is a deal among the Afghan parties to the conflict.
America will make a big deal out of this agreement. After all, it is election season in the United States. U.S. President Donald Trump, who is fighting to be re-elected this year, will claim that he kept his promise of getting American troops out of Afghanistan. But does this ensure peace? There are serious doubts. Can Trump ensure a partial withdrawal of American soldiers before the November election? Reportedly, America will reduce its troops from 12,000 to 8,600. In exchange, reports say that the Taliban will promise to not provide any shelter to foreign terrorist groups like the Al-Qaeda. Also, they will begin negotiations with civilian politicians and community leaders, and America will continue to cut down its presence gradually. Apparently, the goal of these peace talks is supposed to be some form of power-sharing agreement between the politicians and the Taliban. Representatives from 26 countries will participate in today's event. This includes the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Qatar has also asked India to send a representative, and New Delhi has accepted the invitation. Ahead of the event, former Afghanistan President Hamid Karzai has welcomed the US-led peace effort. Listen in.
What should have been a war against extremism and elements destabilizing Afghanistan and Afghan society turned into a war against the Afghan people rather than those elements. And that's the fundamental reason for where we are today. That has to end. Therefore, the signing tomorrow with the Taliban by the Americans is a good thing. Therefore, the coming tomorrow of U.S. officials to declare this war ended is a great news for us, and we welcome it. We must begin to put our own house in order. We must begin to sit down and talk with one another and find the best ways for our country's future stability and prosperity. Therefore, with the U.S. forces leaving Afghanistan, we, the Afghan people, must see it as an opportunity for us to take responsibility for our own country and to make it better, and to live by our own means.